channel, everybody. I know it's been a while, but today we're back on a hunt for a British gemstone, and this is no ordinary gemstone. It can only be found in the Peak District in Derbyshire, and it goes by the name of Blue John, and it's actually a fluorite. Now, where there's fluorite and ancient volcanic activity, there's a possibility of gold mineralisation in the area too, so we might find some gold too. So let's get amongst it. Now, before we start checking the streams out for any alluvial Blue John that may have been eroded away from the cliffs around here, there's actually a cavern we can go down and check out the Blue John veins deep within the earth. So let's get down there and have a look. And there it is, Treak Cliff Cavern. There's a few stairs to go up there. Right, so here we are, we're just entering the cavern now. It's quite a small crawl space to get through. There you go, bang my head. Let's have a look. Now, the mine was first dug in 1745 for lead, until they realised the value of the Blue John. We have a Blue John pipe formation. Look at the purples and blues in that, and it stretches for quite a while, and this whole cavern is full of veins. Now, the actual rock surrounding the Blue John is actually a limestone, and it was formed millions of years ago when it was actually a shallow seabed, and you can see all the fossils in it. Let me just show you it. And there's the limestone, and if you look, there is absolutely loads of fossils in there. So millions of years ago, all this was teeming with life. Look here, we've got another Blue John vein. And you can see some of the old mining equipment they used to use. There's a mine cart there, pick and shovel. So all this was dug out by hand. But it actually gets its colour from the radiation leaking from the limestone, which is quite interesting. So that's why it's got them beautiful blues and purples in it. But if you look at the blue and purple and the whites in the rock, you can see they've been cutting pieces out. But there you go, that's what we're looking for. We've just entered Aladdin's cave, and if you look around me, there's loads of stalactites and stalagmites which have fallen through, water dripping through the rock, and it mineralising into points. Let me just show you these. Now look at these stalagmites. If you look at them, they're very stumpy, and they're named after the seven dwarfs, and I can see why. But if I just show you one up close, you can see the layers of mineralisation building up. Then when the water drips, you get a layer and layer after layer of mineralisation building up. So they're approximately about 111,000 years old. Here we have absolutely thousands of stalactites. What a beautiful formation. And here is some of the jewellery that I make out of the Blue John.
Yeah, one just gone in. I don't know if you can head on to them or wait for the next one.
We've just been down the cavern and we've seen the Blue John veins, but unfortunately we're not allowed to take any of that. So what I want to do, I want to head into the hills and see if we can't find an outcrop of Blue John, and then hopefully with natural erosion we can find some scattered on the hillside, and then we'll go and check out the local streams to see if there's any alluvial Blue John. Now, if you look behind me, there's a cavern, and they don't go deep into the hillside, so they're not from natural erosion. But 2,000 years ago, the Romans discovered Blue John in this area. So I wonder if they just worked the rock face, and all these rocks around here is to spoil from working the rock face. So it could be ancient Roman workings, and I suspect it actually is. Let's see if there's any Blue John here. Yeah, and as you can see, there's a bit of Blue John left there, not a lot. So they must have dug the main body of it out of here. The rock faces round here. A Blue John running through them, look. Loads of blue and purple crystals. Well, let's just check this cave out. Well, I don't think it's actually a cave. I think it's a passage through the rock where they've mined all this out. Well, let's go and have a look. Yeah, and all this has been mined out. Got a nice piece of rock there with some blue john running through it. Now, if it's on the cliff faces, then we've got a good chance of finding alluvial blue john in the streams. Look at the purples and blues in that. But first, let's go and check the spile dump first, see if we can't find a few little specimens to pick up. On the spile dump, there's loads of big chunks of rock with blue john in it. Look at that. Well, let's check the rest of the spile dump and see if we can find some smaller bits. There you go. We've got a piece of blue john already. There's actually quite a bit of it here. There you go, look at that. Let's see if there's any more nice pieces like that. That's a beautiful specimen. That weren't too difficult to find. And I think I've hit the blue john jackpot here. There's absolutely loads of it. Look, loads of pieces of it. I might even take this home and put it in a rock tumbler. There's loads of pieces, look at them. Them specimens there. 3 nice specimens that can go in the rock tumbler. Lovely. Now look at this for a cave system. It's just in the hillside. Just thought I'd check it out. Not much to show you, but look at that. Hey. Here we have the remnants of an old crushing wheel. I believe they were crushing lead ore. So if we have lead ore and fluorite, the chances are there might be a few specks of gold around here. Right, let's head to the stream. Right, so I've managed to locate a stream not too far from the caverns, but there's not much water flow at the moment, so we've had a good summer. But if I head further downstream, it should get a lot better. It's actually dried up here, but if you look at the red oxidisation coming out of the hillside here. It's absolutely brown. Let's have a look at a few of the rocks. And there's some heavy iron staining going on in that. So I've had to walk quite far down the valley to find a bit of water in the stream. But I've actually found a nice gravel bar there, and I've got a bit of water that I can get the pen out and do a few test pans off that gravel bar there. So fingers crossed, hopefully we find a few specks of gold and even maybe a piece of alluvial blue john. So I've only got a small pan pacifier with me, a little shovel and a snuffer bottle, but I'll take a test pan from the front of this bar. I'm going to dig quite deep down, so let's get to it. There's quite a bit of iron standing to these stones, so the signs are looking good. Right, let's just check that for any alluvial blue john. Can't see no blue crystals or purple crystals in there. Right, let's get this panned out. So we've got nothing in here. What I think I'm going to do is head a bit further downstream and see if we can find the main bit of the river and a bit of bedrock to prospect. So I've had a good search of the area and all the streams, and I can't find no bedrock to crevice. I haven't got the equipment or the water flow to set up a sluice and start running loads of gravels. However, we did find them nice specimen pieces up in the hills, so let me just show you them. And there you go, there's some of the blue john we collected off the hillside earlier, and we've got some nice pieces in there. That's being probably the nicest bit, and some other nice purple bits there. So there you go. Right, so it's good to get back out, back on the prospecting. Unfortunately no gold. We did find some blue john though. So until next time people, thanks for watching. One man and his pan.